So AI has made inroads into pretty much every discipline that you can think of: medicine, law, education, logistics, communication, media, journalism. But for finance specifically, the use cases have been exploding. People are using it to summarize earning costs, analyze 10K filings, flag risk and contracts, screen investments, monitor portfolios. The demand is real and it's growing fast. But there has been a dirty secret that nobody really talks about. The AI doing all of this was trained on data that didn't really understand finance. And this week, researchers from Stanford, UCLA, and Nigerian University dropped something that could fix that. Let me explain the problem first because it is more interesting than it sounds. So every public company in the US has to file documents with the SEC. So we are talking about annual reports, earning calls, risk disclosure, ownership reports. All of it goes into a database called EDGAR. And EDGAR has been public for decades. Hundreds of millions of filings going all the way back to 1994. And you would think AI companies would have trained on all of that, and technically they did. But here is the issue. The way those filings were processed destroyed the most important parts. Think about what a financial table actually looks like. You have rows and columns, you have merged headers, you have indentation that tells you what is a subtotal, what is a total, negative signs that tells you something is a cost and not a revenue, hierarchies that show you how the numbers relate to each other. That structure in finance is not a decoration. That structure is the meaning. Take it away and the number is just a number floating in space. So when existing AI systems script EDGAR, that is basically what happened. The tables got flattened, the indentation disappeared, the hierarchy collapsed. The AI saw the numbers and the words, but lost the accounting logic that connected them. It is like giving someone a spreadsheet where all the sales have been copied into one long paragraph. Sure, all of the information is technically there, but good luck making sense of it. So these researchers built something called SEFT, the Stanford EDGAR filing dataset. And what they did was to go back through the raw filings and reconstruct them properly. So they did not just extract text, but preserve the actual layout. So they match headers, the indentation, the signs, the table hierarchies, all of it. And then they converted everything into a format called multi-markdown that AI models can actually read without losing the structure. The scale of it is pretty wild. The initial public snapshot is 152 billion tokens, covering filings from 2022 to mid-2025. And they estimate that the full archive going back to 1994 across 18.5 million filings would be around 550 billion tokens. This is an enormous amount of clean, structured financial data. This is the part that really matters. Less than 0.1% of it overlaps with Common Crawl. So Common Crawl is basically a giant scrape of the internet that almost every major AI model was pre-trained on, which means that most AI models have technically seen more versions of this filing already, but in a broken, structured, destroyed format. So SEFT gives you the same document, but actually very intact. Because there is no overlap, training on it gives models genuinely new information and not just a repeat of what they already learned badly. They also released 2 benchmarks alongside the dataset. One is called EDGAR Forecast, which basically tests whether a model can actually do numerical forecasting from these filings. And then the other one is called EDGAR OCR, which tests whether a model can accurately read complex financial tables. Both of these are testing the exact thing that have been broken in AI finance tools for years. So why does this even matter beyond research work? Because if you're building any kind of AI product for finance, so whether it is for compliance, investment research, risk analysis, audit support, the quality of your training data is everything. A model that saw a flattened or corrupt format of EDGAR data learned something, but it learned a corrupt version of finance. A model trained on SEFT would actually understand how a balance sheet is structured, how accounting notes relate to the main statements, and what indentation in financial table is actually telling you. You can read more on this paper. The link is in the description.